was Scottie Pippen, Hubie Brown, Michael Jordan. This is Bob Neal from the Delta Center in Salt Lake City, Utah, the home of the Utah Jazz. A beautiful day in Salt Lake. Temperatures in the 60s today. One of the finest basketball palaces in the NBA. The 9-1 Bulls, the 10-2 Jazz. The Jazz only half a game behind world champion Houston Rockets. The Chicago Bulls leading the Central Division. And a lot of people think, despite the fact this is November, that this could very well be a preview of two teams who could play for the NBA championship come summertime, Chicago and Utah. Hubie Brown, it is a big game. I ask you, with all your years of experience in the NBA, can you say in November it's a big game? And if so, what is the significance of this one?
Well, any coach always wants to win a game when you're talking quality players. We have 4 of the top 10 in the league in tonight's game. When you look at both teams, Utah, Chicago, they rank in the top 5 scoring, field goal percentage, three-point shooting, assists, and then the key, differential. They both are tied with an 11-point differential. So you know the offense is there, but also the defense.
Now, Michael Jordan is once again leading the league in scoring, 29.5 points a game, had 38 on Wednesday night. But as we look around the league, and as you and I travel, we see all the local papers and the national papers. Michael is getting older. It's not the same Michael. What do you have to say to that?
Well, my answer to all of that is he shot 52% in 9 years. He's shooting 52 now. 43 in threes, 86 on the foul line, better than during his 9-year career. And now we'd like to show you an interesting graphic. He's down 2 minutes, and you can see his shot attempts are down 3, but the foul attempts, the rebounding and assists, he's right there. Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan. The only difference is he's playing a point guard now rather than a 2-guard defensively.
Michael Jordan's always a matchup problem, but for Utah, even a bigger matchup problem.
Yeah, well, tonight, John Stockton is going to be running the floor. Michael Jordan will be matched up with him early. So that causes a problem for Jordan fatigue-wise. Then you also have the three-point attempt by Stockton and then running the screen and roll. They can wear Michael down with all of the body collisions. At the other end of the floor, though, Stockton has a major matchup. He'll either play Ron Harper early and then sometimes get Michael Jordan. He will be posted up all night long. Now you say, well, what's the big deal? Not only the shot, but the offensive rebounding disadvantage, and then also defensive. Stockton is the key double teamer for Utah in all of their defensive sets.
We'll see how that develops early in this ballgame. Some very fascinating matchups indeed. 2 of the 3 best teams in the league right now go at it in just a moment from the Delta Center. As we talked about in our open, we're at the Delta Center. It is packed and sold out. They're excited in Utah about this team. Jerry Sloan, their veteran coach, who's such a great coach, the dean of NBA coaches in one franchise, been here 8 years. He's excited about the team, but doesn't like to exactly say it that way. And, of course, the Chicago Bulls in their black road uniforms are 9-1. And remember now, they have been playing the last 7 without Dennis Rodman, who will not play tonight. Felton Spencer back from his injury, jumps center with Luke Longley. Scottie Pippen has the ball. The Bulls in their black pinstripes. It is Pippen, Harper, Jordan, Longley, and Simpkins up front for the Bulls. Simpkins playing in place of the injured Dennis Rodman. Pippen hits Harper, open for the jumper.
Well, they'll give him that shot all night long. The Bulls are a big three-point shooting team. They have 5 players averaging over 40%. That is unheard of in stats for three-point shooting.
Stockton and Malone. David Benoit up front along with Felton Spencer. Here is Stockton's first assist of the night to the mailman. Stockton leading the league in assists once again.
See, that's the key. How are you going to play the screen and roll or the potential screen and roll?
And there is what the Utah Jazz have a problem with. Chris Morris, a very big guard who has the size on Michael but not the foot speed, called for a hand check, and he gets his first personal of the game.
Well, Morris and then Hornacek will play Michael Jordan. Michael will pick up Stockton at the other end.
Scottie Pippen now gets the pick from Longley, open from 18 feet. It's tied at 2.
You say, why are they going to Scottie Pippen early? Scottie Pippen is leading the Bulls with 7 assists a game.
And how about this Wednesday night? Triple-double for Scottie Pippen. He had 15, 10 rebounds, and 13 assists. John Stockton.
Here's
defended by Jordan on the drive.
Yeah, that's the threat of the screen and roll. Once again, he was in there. John thought that he got bumped.
Coast to coast Pippen with the left-handed jam. Had Harper, but didn't need him, thank you. 4-2 Chicago. John Stockton back quickly.
That was lightning.
Felton Spencer's jumper doesn't go. Simpkins with a rebound. Michael Jordan's pull-up jumper. Morris left him alone.
Michael shooting the three. This year, he's now 16 for 36. He's right about 44% with that make. You must get up on he and Pippen in the open floor.
The Bulls out in front 6-2. We're in the first 2 minutes of this game from the Delta Center. Karl Malone, 7 on the shot clock. It's Malone to Stockton.
You cannot fall asleep when Karl Malone gets hit in the post. He's averaging 5 assists a game, passing much better than at any time during his career.
Luke Longley at 7-2 from Australia goes to the left hand and shoots the air ball. Rebound down low is Stockton on the run. Look out for this when he's on the move. The bounce pass down low. Benoit with trouble. Couldn't get it past Pippen. Out to Michael Jordan. Look out! Jordan misses the jam, but he's fouled.
Well, Chris Morris played that one rather shaky, in my opinion. He didn't even challenge Michael. Just keep an eye as Michael goes by him. Watch Karl Malone come into your picture. See, Morris gives a halfway attempt. Karl came in strong. That's the message you want to send Michael. Hey, Michael, no airbornes tonight without us going for the shot clock.
And Jordan misses from the free throw line. He brings a rouse out of the crowd wherever he is. The story about Michael Jordan going to the movie theater in the local mall here was told by the Bulls broadcaster. Michael goes to the movie, gets in okay with his security people, but then he comes out. The place is surrounded by fans. Longley inside of Felton Spencer and draws the foul. Good move by Luke Longley.
Yes, it was. Now, Luke Longley is a threat. He can shoot the ball with either hand, but yet I know that he left his first one short. But this guy is 7'2", 275, and he can shoot with either hand. Now, Spencer coming back off his Achilles heel operation, you can see that he just does not have the lateral movement as of yet.
Longley knocks down the free throw. Luke Longley from the floor on Wednesday night was 5 of 15. Imagine that, 15 shots for Luke Longley.
Well, Darren Cartwright's 3 years of championship play here at Chicago, Billy Cartwright, that would have been 3 games worth of shots.
You and I noticed also that Pippen was 4 of 13 and decided that many of Luke Longley's shots were offensive boards.
There you go.
Here is Chris Morris from the corner. That would have been a 2. Rebound Michael Jordan. 8-4 Bulls. 9 minutes to go. Period number 1. Posting Pippen against David Benoit. There's the double team. Where to go?
He'll exhaust you.
There's a Chicago turnover.
And there's no doubt about that. Pippen, when he took the look, he thought that the referee was an outlet because Harper left that area and drifted to the corner.
Our officials tonight, William Kennedy and Michael Price, as we continue with the 2-man replacement official crews. Malone's turnaround jumper from 15. Pippen with the rebound in heavy traffic. Chicago up 8-4.
That was just a beautiful play.
Jordan with a line drive, 3.
And Chris Morris is saying, wow, he's shot 2 threes already. Well, if you've been following them and the scouting reports, you know that Michael is coming down this year. He's attempting 4 threes a game. That's not out of the ordinary.
Look at Malone taking it to the hoop, draws the foul. How do you stop him on the drive? That stops momentarily a 9-2 Chicago run. The foul is on Simpkins, his first personal, playing in place of the continuing to be injured Dennis Rodman. Karl Malone to the free throw line. Malone's minutes, as he ages a bit, are down also, Hubie.
Yeah, and it's the first time in his career that he's not up over 10 rebounds a game. He's at 8-8 right now. In this game in the early going, I'm kind of surprised that they have not gone to Malone more down on the box to take advantage of Simpkins playing him and then forcing Chicago to double team. Right now, they're staying more on the perimeter, getting the pick and roll, but everything is going to be jump shots. I'd like to see Malone challenge Simpkins, take him to the hole.
Bulls by 6, offensive foul on the moving pick. Bulls 11-5, 8:11 to go in the first period of play. Bulls are 9-1. The Utah Jazz 10-2. The Jazz are undefeated at home, 6-0 so far this year. Here comes Malone posting. Stockton looking. Chris Morris for 3.
Three guys are shooting over 40% in threes for Utah. Stockton, Hornacek, and Morris.
Jordan looking for Longley in the paint. Longley against Felton Spencer. Shot clock to 10. Simpkins open. From 15 back to Longley. Longley missing. Rebound for Malone. And out to John Stockton. Leading the league in assists again. Also in the top group of free throw shooters again. Here is Chris Morris off the hoop. Nobody could get it to go in. Raked away finally by Simpkins and controlled by Jordan. Bulls up by 3.
In the early going, the offense is at both ends of the floor, a little shaky, but that's why we told you at the top. You have two of the better defensive, half-court defensive teams here this evening.
Pippen draws the foul from Felton Spencer. With 7:06 to go. Felton Spencer played 20 minutes Wednesday night in his first game back. It's very early here. He gets his second personal. Antoine Carr will come in for Felton Spencer. Remember that Greg Ostertag, the rookie from Kansas who had been starting and playing well, is out. He has a broken right hand.
Now, when Ostertag comes back at 7'2", along with Greg Foster at 7 foot, who they picked up, and then Felton Spencer, the center position here will be solid in the second half of the season. They're going to really have some people. Jerry Sloan likes to come with Antoine Carr early. The reason why everybody's all yelling and screaming here is because Pippen just gave us an air ball.
It's the second one. Pippen shooting 77% from the line this year. He and Horace Grant started off their careers as atrocious field goal free throw shooters, but Pippen certainly not a bad one at all. It's 12-8, Bulls by 4.
See, by going baseline on the potential screen and roll, they keep getting that jump shot, and they have got to start hitting that shot.
Longley has 4 rebounds early. Jordan from long range. Rebound Longley. That's 5 rebounds for Longley, and now he has about 5 inches on center Antoine Carr. Pippen called for the travel, and that did not please Scotty.
The replacement referees are consistent on 2 calls. They call walking on every player in the league. Your all-star status doesn't matter. Shot. But if you're going to continue to go baseline to the basket, you must knock down this jumper.
Karl Malone misses, and 5 rebounds early in this game now for Luke Longley, and he's grossly overmatching Antoine Carr in terms of size and rebounding ability, as Carr is the backup center with Ostertag out and Felton Spencer on the bench with 2 fouls. Carr a good scorer though, and he kicks it out of there and gets it to Stockton for the penetration. To Malone for the jumper. That goes down. Malone steps in 1 foot from where he took the shot you just illustrated, and it's definitely in his range.
Well, that's because Stockton, see, in the first quarter, he's not looking for a shot. He's trying to set everyone else up for the dribble penetration.
Another offensive foul on the Chicago Bulls, who lead it by 2, 12-10, with 6:09 to go, and that's 4 Chicago turnovers in the first quarter, none for Utah.
Now, Bob, if I'm a player, now these guys have played 10 and 12 games. This has been consistent with all of these
officials.
Yeah. So you've got to adjust your game here right now. Come on, these guys aren't doing anything out of the ordinary.
Here's Chris Morris from the corner. He loves that spot. Doesn't get it this time. Pippen with the rebound. Caffey is in for the Bulls. Jason Caffey, the rookie from Alabama.
Nice.
Jordan on the drive, draws the foul. He'll go back to the line.
See, Benoit got caught in no man's land. When Jordan threw that ball in, he hesitated whether he should double team. Now keep an eye on Benoit. See, he turns his head. Michael Jordan just backdoors him right to the basket. Too late.
Michael Jordan to the free throw line. 43 minutes the other night. Scored 38 points. There's Benoit. Jordan also had 4 steals in the Bulls' 103-94 win over San Antonio Spurs. And we talk about Caffey coming in for the Bulls. Also, Tony Kukoc steps in. And Kukoc is a story, not necessarily a real happy story, Hubie.
Yeah, his points are down. The minutes are down. All of his production, not feeling that they're jerking him around back and forth between small forward and power forward, and he is just not in the flow, and he's not happy about it at all.
Now Jordan matched up on Stockton as Malone battles for position down low. The foul is going to be called, I believe, on Jason Caffey.
Well, when you play against Utah, you've got to be a man if you're playing Karl Malone, because that screen is coming probably 30 times a night across the lane. Plus, then you have to worry about Malone once he posts up. Here it comes again.
Caffey over to battle Malone. Malone with the double team kicks it back out of there. 10 on the shot clock for John Stockton. The kick out, now 8 shots. Chris Morris, impossible shot. So impossible it didn't go in. Nice play by Benoit. And the foul is called on Kukoc. That's 2 quick fouls on Toni Kukoc. Hubie, you started talking about how it's not going well for him, and now that quickly he's in trouble.
Yeah, see, because he comes in, some nights he's playing 3, some nights he's playing. This is just a bad shot by Chris Morris, but he's been known to do that throughout his career. So
like the last game you and I broadcast.
Now right here, that should have been a foul right there. They even allowed that to go a little further before the foul.
Pippen with the miss. Bulls leading by 4. And Stockton fouls Pippen. Morris, by the way, speaking of this bad shot, only 1 of 6 from the floor in this game so far tonight. And Morris in their game Wednesday night was only 4 of 10 in 18 minutes then. You're looking at a great 6th Man of the Year candidate, Jeff Hornacek, who just checks in for John Stockton.
Hornacek is having a banner year. He's shooting 52%, 59 in threes, 89 on the foul line. And Jerry Sloan says, I like him coming off the bench because then he's not involved in that first 6 or 7 minutes every night where everybody is banging people and trying to win the war of the machoism. They bring him off the bench, feel that he'll be fresher. Can you believe this? That's 2 air balls by Pippen, and he came into this game tonight shooting 78% on the foul line.
Well, it's the uniform. You know, they weren't expecting to wear these uniforms tonight. And somebody on the team washed their white uniforms, and as Bill Winnington told us, their road uniforms, and as Bill Winnington told us, the red bled off into the colors, and now they have to wear the black. It was a laundry problem.
Excellent defense by Pippen. That's why for the last 3 years he's on the first team all defense. You can see that he got in there. Chris Morris definitely knocked that ball out of bounds.
Bulls 15-10. Here's Junior Caffey from Arkansas. Jordan off balance jumper, yes, for Michael Jordan. And Michael early in this game has 9.
Well, when you send up a shot like a feather, you'll always get the warm, cuddly backspin hovering on the rim.
I've never heard Hubie illegal defensive say warm and cuddly in your life. That's a new whole
Come on
Hubie.
I mean, he came from the other side of the floor, just launched that shot with just beautiful backspin. It hit and just softly sat.
Detroit with a big lead over Philadelphia in the second quarter. If we show you the scores in the NBA tonight, Orlando close with Minnesota. Jordan, this will be good. Kukoc lays it in. Nice touch by the waiter who served the meal all by himself that time.
Well, Chris Morris upset because he thought he blocked that shot. He blocked it. Unfortunately, went right in the wrist.
This is the biggest lead for Chicago, 19-10 with under 4 minutes to go in period number 1. Jazz unbeaten at home. Malone posted up, gets the double team quickly. Morris. Antoine Carr, nice pass inside. The jam miss by Benoit, but the foul on Luke Longley.
Now let's go back and look right now. We have played 8 minutes, Bob. Utah is getting what they want initially. They're being double teamed. You can see Malone is being double teamed by Luke Longley, who went ending up with all the shots. Benoit right here and Chris Morris. These are your fringe guys, your guys that are subservient to the big 3. They must come in a game like this and give you the difference. They've got to make the shots.
Utah shooting nearly 50% from the floor on the year, only 27% in this first quarter.
There are all kinds of reasons we
Happening here. Karl Malone is being double teamed. Now right here, Kukoc has got to play 2 guys. Now Malone continues to make this pass. That's not the pass to make. He should be hitting this guy or this guy, and they would end up with better shots. See, what you're doing is you're playing right into the hands of the defense.
David Benoit hit the free throw. Benoit, another Alabama player. Listen, you take young David Benoit and McDyess and Caffey and
Ori.
Look at the talent that's come out of Alabama recently. Longley stripped by Benoit. Shot clock down to 10. Bulls with plenty of time. Kukoc with 8 on the shot clock inside to Pippen. Gets Morris airborne and then softly loves it in.
Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, both having sensational seasons as expected, or you would not be considered on the first team All-NBA team like the two of them are year after year.
How about Stockton, Malone, Pippen, Jordan, and anybody else for an all-world team? Pippen called for the foul, going for the steal. Scotty's steals are down this year. The only Bull that's in the top 40 in steals is Michael with a little more than 2 a game, and Pippen's steals are down a bit.
Well, Antoine Carr is a steady post-up player who has scored many points at that position. They are confident of posting him up. He's a high percentage shooter.
Antoine Carr missing from the free throw line. Generally speaking, Antoine Carr is a high percentage shooter in free throws, like 87 this year.
87%. Yeah, it's just
zero there.
It's just interesting tonight that Utah is playing so tight in their building. They are getting great percentage looks.
Jordan, another 3 for Michael, and that's 3 threes, and he has 12 points.
He's 18 for 38 on the season right now. I would say that he's comfortable with the 3.
Yeah, he looks really old to me. Benoit. It's out of bounds. It'll be Utah ball. Bulls on a 12-2 run. 11 on the shot clock. Chicago doubling the Jazz. More importantly than the fact that Chicago is 24 is the Jazz can't throw it in the ocean, shooting 25%. Morris missing from 3. Caffey with the rebound. Bad pass. Morris intercepts it. Antoine Carr in the paint. Malone, they move it around, and Hornacek will hold it down. Looks up, and his life flashed in front of his eyes. There's Jordan on it. Morris, backside. Fouled by Luke Longley. That's 2 on Luke.
Now, it's going to be interesting because Benoit and Morris continue to be the wide-open player after 2 passes. And these 2 guys must start hitting and then become major threats in this ballgame. I want to bring out another point about the Chicago Bulls. They are leading the league in forcing turnovers at 19 a game. And you can see it here early. This is their 3rd road game. They went in at Dallas and won a big one. The next night went to San Antonio, won again. They had a day off, so they had a chance to rest up for this one this evening. They are quick defensively tonight.
Adam Keefe checks in for the Utah Jazz, number 31. Adam Keefe out of Stanford was a draft choice of the Atlanta Hawks. Keefe, how about this? 62% field goal shooter. He's not that big a shooter, but he scores inside a lot. That's 6th in the NBA, and he has really raised the level of his game from when he came in as a rookie. His physical appearance is even different. Bad shot by Kukoc. That's Keefe with a rebound.
Well, he was knocked off base that time by a hand right on his hip.
Hornacek looking for the 2-man game with Carr against Bill Wennington, who came in for Longley, who has the 2 fouls. Morris on the drive, kicks to Malone.
There you go. Make the extra pass. Out of the double team, you need 2 passes. You make that 2nd pass, you'll get something really good.
That's Chris Morris' first assist of the year. Well, actually, maybe that's Bill Wennington. Kind of tough on him. Out of bounds. It's going to be Jazz ball, but the Bulls certainly disagree, and now the officials are going to talk about it. Phil Jackson with his 1995 beard, the Zen master coach who has won 3 world championships with the Chicago Bulls. Hornacek misses. They're struggling, the Utah Jazz. 15 points in the first period with only a minute left. Chicago leading it by 9. This is Caffey. Run smack dab into Antoine Carr, and they're going to call him for the foul.
Well, they're saying that he put the elbow out. Now, at my angle, I thought he just drove right into the offensive play.
Little hip flick.
Yeah, a little bit, but I'll tell you right now,
Technical on Carr.
See, if I'm Antoine on that play, I'd be a little upset myself.
And Carr's saying now,
Yeah.
I didn't say anything. But
Yeah, but see, he took that. See, they need Antoine in the game, and he's got to step back from this a little bit. Caffey was going nowhere that time. He had no place to go, and that was just like two freight trains colliding. And we're going to show you this now. Keep an eye at the top of your screen. Antoine Carr is right in there. He stays in there and he takes it. See, you don't have to take it in your chest, you know.
Right.
You can turn and take it even in your back.
often they don't call it if you make a turn, but he didn't turn there. And Carr then said, I didn't say anything, although it looked like if Caffey misses from the free throw line.
Caffey has a lot of talent. The main thing for him is to just do his job. Play some good, tough defense, rebound. He's got a live body. He gets to the foul line. During the exhibition season, he was second to Jordan getting to the foul line at 6 a game.
Bulls by 10. Jordan guarding Stockton.
Nice.
Stockton blows right by Michael as he turned his head. Steve Kerr on the floor for this final 41 seconds for Chicago. Steve only played 10 minutes Wednesday night, went 0 for 2.
Anytime Stockton has the ball, you have a tendency, Bob, to think that the screen and roll is coming, and you have time to check it out.
Jordan, bullet pass inside, intended for Caffey, broken up, not a good pass. 26 seconds left in the quarter. Hornacek open for the little floater, won't fall. Keith with a nice job on the rebound, and now 16 seconds in the half. Bulls by 8.
Well, Adam Keith is averaging 7 rebounds a game, and he's dynamite on the offensive board. Now watch the high screen and roll, or taking Jordan off the dribble.
Carr gets the ball after the penetration. The jumper in the lane. Jordan in the air. It did not fall. Would have counted. At the end of one, the Jazz score 7 points in the last 2 minutes of the quarter and pull to within 6. Bulls 25, Utah 19, Michael 13 in the first period, Pippen 8. Brownies, check this, Hubie. Don't have any, just check them. We appreciate that, Mrs. Malone. There she is, a lovely, lovely woman. Karl Malone said when he came into the NBA, when he was drafted out of Louisiana Tech, he said, I owe everything I am to my mom. And we owe a lot for these Brownies.
Well, in the early going, first quarter shooting, Chicago dominating 53%, Utah only shooting 33%. Fast break points, Chicago 10, Utah 0.
6 on the shot clock for Malone over Wennington. Karl drops it, and Malone, who's averaging 24 and a half a game, has 9 early in the second quarter, and it's a 4-point Bulls lead.
And he has a night tonight. He can really pound all of his matchups, Bob. He can really take advantage of them. And I'll be surprised if he doesn't end up with a great night.
Look at Kukoc going to his right, putting up a tough shot. Caffey falls down hard on Carr. Kukoc with a follow after Wennington missed. Let's see if they're all right. Malone and Carr are up, no whistle, and a big, massive humanity. Unfortunately, it appeared as though nobody was hurt.
And you know what the sad thing is? Kukoc was pounded in all of that and never got to the line.
Well, he didn't go. He had to get in the pile. Carr. That was kept alive by Keith. Chicago ends up with it, however. Michael Jordan alone. He'll take that 3 and miss it long. Good save by Caffey. Chicago ball, 21 on the shot clock.
Caffey he's very, very quick for a guy his size. 6'8", 256, live body, and Chicago really likes him. Because not only is he a rebounder, good defender, like we told you, he can get to the foul line. And that's what you ask of guys who are your 4th and 5th option on all of your offensive sets.
Simpkins into the ball game. Greg Foster checked in for Utah. And Antoine Carr, or Karl Malone sits down, and as does Carr. No, Carr stays in. So we've got Foster, Stockton, Hornacek, Carr, Foster on the floor with Keith for Utah. 7 on the shot clock for Michael Jordan. Tough angle, flat shots tonight. I think dropping early, but missing lately. Bulls by 6.
Now we have the second unit. Stockton anchoring the one team, Jordan the other.
Hornacek throws up that fire. seen Hornacek take it and look just like that in the paint many, many times. Comes up limping, by the way.
Yeah, but he thought he was going to get the call. See, he was looking for the bump.
Bulls by 4. Kukoc is fouled by Carr.
Good call.
And Antoine Carr just picked up his second personal.
That was just unnecessary. You know, he's just coming off the screen. He wasn't trying to turn the corner. Now just watch this. He's just throwing it up. He thought that he was bumped below the waist that time. Fortunately, he gets the country roll.
He had a shot almost identical to that against Detroit last Friday night. We saw Utah then. You and I were there. You probably did too. Steve Kerr for 3. NBA's best. But Steve Kerr was 0 for 2 Wednesday and misses here tonight. A little bit out of kilter. Hornacek. Nice pass. Stockton. Jazz to within 4 with 9:30 to go in the first half. Foster out of UCLA on the drive. Tough shot. He draws the foul.
Stockton, you have to be so conscious of him on the screen and roll. You never want him to turn the corner because then once he gets down inside, he's so unselfish he can finish off of this or he'll fight. Now, once he kicks back, you have to rotate strong, and now you can either take it to the hole or make the next pass to the other side of the floor, and you're wide open for a perimeter shot.
Wennington fouled Foster.
You know what's sad tonight?
Here's some other scores for a moment there, Hubie. Charlotte leading Vancouver. Charlotte really struggling. We're going to see them next Friday night in Miami, by the way. Detroit leading Philadelphia comfortably at home. Heartbreaking loss for Detroit to Washington the other night. Orlando and Minnesota are tied up.
Utah came in here tonight shooting 78% on the foul line, and they can't throw the ball in the ocean. They're 5 for 10 on the line right now.
Steve Kerr drops it this time. That's a 2 just inside the line. And the Bulls' first basket in about 2 minutes. 29-24 with 9:02 to go in the half for Chicago. Stockton runs into Simpkins on the baseline. 10 on the shot clock. Foster looking for help. Now 5 on the clock. There's that runner from Hornacek. Rebound. Simpkins stolen. Carr first the foul, and it's on. Antoine is 3rd.
He's got to watch out.
He's already been called for a technical.
Right. That's right. Just drop the ball. Jerry Sloan, you're coming right now with Karl Malone. You need Carr in the second half. Now you're going to see it right now on the hit. See, he catches him right across the arm. You know, it's interesting now. You know, with the replacement ref, there's no doubt about it. Guys feel that they can hatchet anybody, and if the call is made, it's an obvious call. They have to complain because it's replacement referees.
Bulls by 5. 8:36 to go in the half. Kukoc, nice move, goes to his right, fakes right, goes left. Of course, his strength past Adam Keefe and gets the spin, and it's 31-24. Tony's 3 out of 4 for 6 points here.
Well, Jerry Sloan said today that Kukoc gives them many matchup problems.
Malone gets the double team. Open man. Double clutched. He didn't know what to do, so he turned it over.
Well, you can never leave your feet to pass the basketball. That's what happens. Turnover. If you leave your feet to shoot, that will not happen.
Pippen on the drive. Oh, Scotty, sweet move inside. So what's new? That's 10 for Pippen. How about Michael? Somebody said, are you the best player in the NBA? He says, I don't even think I'm the best player on my team. I believe Scottie Pippen is. How about that one? Scotty says, well, you know, I think Michael's just being nice.
Hornets Bucks Tuesday at 8 on TV.
It's caught. He fakes coming over the top, then he tries to get through it. Too late. Just keep an eye on it now. See, the best thing to do is always to follow your man around a double screen. Now Kerr, believe it or not, is only shooting 40% from the field. He's shooting close to 50 in threes and over 80 on the foul line.
Struggling a little from the perimeter.
Yes, he is. In their normal half-court sets.
Hornacek. Rainbow will drop. 33-26 Bulls. 7:40 to go in the half. Hornacek with 4 points here. He had 22 on Wednesday night in the win over Sacramento, including 4 out of 4 from beyond the arc. Pippen banks it off the rim, and that's 12 for Scotty.
Now think about it. At the top, we talked about posting up, you know, Stockton, posting up Hornacek. That's the first time we've seen it happen, and it was candy. It was an automatic score. That's there for Chicago anytime in this game.
For brownies. I can have brownies on my mind tonight. Looking for Malone against Wennington. 4 on the shot clock. Whistle before the pass.
We only have 7 minutes to go in this first half. The rebounding, staggering difference. Chicago 23 to 10. 6 on the offensive boards. Now we have 2 very good offensive rebounding teams here. And then another interesting fact, we have the 2 tallest teams in the league playing here tonight. Utah first, Chicago second. Both teams with 3 guys over 7 foot.
Yeah, but who's the heaviest team?
The heaviest team, Chicago.
I knew you'd know. Malone with the hook shot and the miss. Kerr on the run as Kukoc right. Caffey left. Kukoc is going to drive and kick to the trailer. Pippen who draws the foul.
That was a beautiful pass by Kukoc. As we know, he's one of the best assist men, one of the outstanding front court passes we have in the league. Now, he's a very heady player. Anytime someone else has a better shot, he'll give the ball up to that guy. I like the foul by Hornacek. Do not allow Pippen to dunk the ball, force Pippen to make his foul shots tonight, because he is really struggling on the line. He's 2 for 5 this evening.
I think Utah's foul shooting defense is second in the league to Detroit's. That's a stat I keep up with. Free throw defense.
Chicago, both teams having a horrible night on the line. Chicago right now with that make 8 for 15.
Bulls have extended their lead. It's not the biggest of the night by 10 right now. They led by 11 at one point. 6:37 to go in the half. You see the full court pressure.
That's the first time we've seen the 1-2, 1-1 trap.
First time we've seen Judd Bushler in the game. Also Brian Russell didn't play Wednesday, is it? Russell. They're going to call goaltending on Caffey.
That's okay. You like to see your young guys go for those. Now that ball was on the way down. First of all, it's a terrible shot. All right. But the ball was on the way down. Now the big question is, did it have a chance to go in? If it didn't have a chance to go in, it's not goaltending.
Didn't. Jason Caffey, the rookie from Alabama, Tony Kukoc. To Pippen. Loses the ball. Good strip of the ball by the Jazz down in the paint, and now the officials deciding that the ball will belong to Chicago. Judd Bushler will inbound.
That ball was off Russell's foot. I'm right off his leg, and he's arguing, you know, blatantly that he wanted the call.
Officials, there may be a little rift in the officials with the union and the members. We will talk about that in a moment. Shot clock expired, didn't hit the rim, remember, prior to the ball going out of bounds, so the Bulls didn't have much time to get the shot away. Just under 6 minutes, Bulls by 8. What about the officials? What do you think? When are we going to see them again?
Well, first of all, we don't have enough time. The other factor is, I just hope that they'll resolve it early. We know that 2 guys refereeing an NBA game cannot get the job done. 1/3 of the floor is not covered for the 3-point shooting and the offside screening. We know that, and that's where all of the problems happen when you do an NBA game, away from the ball.
Here is Russell on the penetration. Nice play by Brian Russell. Bulls now have their lead cut to 6 with 5:32 in the half.
Now Russell is replacing Benoit.
Yes.
We told you early that position is open on the ball rotation out of the pivot.
It may be open for getting the starting job also, as Benoit struggling.
He's going to take Adam Keefe, you know, who's accustomed to playing bigger and stronger guys, not as quick off the dribble. Kukoc upset with his time. He's getting 23 minutes. You can see the production in '94, and then last year 16 a game, this year 11. He's just feeling that he's not in the offensive flow of the game and not getting as many shot attempts.
Jordan's turnaround jumper over Jamie Watson, who just came into the game. Jordan misses. Malone rebounds, and Watson, who puts in a little bit of time at point guard here, and they like the future for this young man. He's in his 2nd year from South Carolina.
Now he's very athletic, 6'6", plays big.
Utah ball. Yeah, I first became really aware of Jamie Watson, besides the obvious fact that he was a 2nd-round draft choice out of South Carolina, when he was in the slam dunk competition last year at All-Star Weekend. A tremendous athlete.
Well, they're playing him 13 minutes a game, and they really feel that by playing him on the point, they're force-feeding him, and they're willing to sacrifice that in the early half of the season. Nice pass.
Adam Keefe, who's 6th in the NBA in field goal percentage at 62%. You see, one reason is he usually shoots only when he's got that kind of shot.
Well, that's an intelligent guy. Anytime that you're one of the fringe players, you always take it strong to the basket.
Speaking of strong to the hoop, Scottie Pippen can't penetrate. Good cutoff down there by Russell. Here's Jason Caffey, stripped away. We see Malone do that game in and game out.
Last Friday night, 3 times in the Detroit game.
It's a 4-point Bulls lead and the foul on Chicago.
Isn't this interesting? The last 2 passes into the post were pinpoint, right on the money, allowing the man who's posting to catch it and just flow right to the basket. Now keep an eye on this. Now usually this is not a good area to feed the post, but the defender got caught. Strong move, but a beautiful pass by Hornacek.
That's 2 personals on Jason Caffey, as Karl Malone, who lives at the line as much as any player in the NBA, goes back, and he too misses from the free throw line. Karl tonight is only 1 out of 3. Maybe he needs one of these brownies. Look at the free throws. 8 of 15, 5 of 11 for both teams.
Missed again. And there's another 79% foul shooter. Bad foul in the backcourt. People going nowhere.
And that's on Brad Russell, his first personal. And we have 4:10 to go in the first half. The Jazz within 4 of the Bulls. Bulls led at one time by 12, remember. Pippen against Russell. There's the double team. Open man Bushler. He's been hot from out there.
He's having a terrific season. Bushler's playing 14 minutes. He's giving him 6 points. But the big thing is he's now 8 for 15 in threes.
And that was a triple, and it is the Bulls by 7.
There's the pass that's open. You got to get yourself a higher percentage shot.
And of course the man who was open was Russell, who doesn't have that shot.
The old story. Don't stand behind the line if you can't shoot from there. Move in because you're wide open.
Michael Jordan with a nice feed to Scottie Pippen. And Scottie lighting it up here with 15. Michael hasn't scored in this period. He had 12 in the first quarter.
Scottie just having a fantastic season. Doing it all. 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Nice pass.
Watch inside of Michael Jordan for the lay-in.
You know, Jeff Hornacek was a walk-on at Iowa State, a second-round draft choice by Phoenix. Everybody keeps telling you how he's a half a step slow. He can play point or the 2 position. And one thing we're seeing tonight, beautiful passing.
This is good passing by Chicago, too, from Curtis Bushler down inside to Pippen. You see that Caffey's got the hops, too. He's a big, strong, power forward body who can leap. Looking for Keefe posting against Bushler. They're going to get Bushler called for the foul.
Well, they'll allow you this year, Bob, to put the forearm in the guy's back, but you're not allowed to put the other hand on him also. And that time, Judd knew that he was overmatched on that post match.
Hey, whatever happened, by the way, as we look at this, whatever happened to illegal defense?
Well, illegal defense is hard to get. 2 guys are refereeing. 1 guy's watching the ball. 1 guy's watching the post up. They cannot see the other side of the floor. So guys are cheating down, getting down inside the foul line, helping out. Everyone is yelling, well, they can't see it. Of course they can't see it if you want them to concentrate on the game. The game is the ball and the post up. That's why we used to have 3 officials.
Saw 3 in Toronto the other night, 3 of the regular officials because of laws in Toronto. Keefe is fouled by Longley, who had just come back into the game. That will be the 3rd on Luke with 2:18 to go in the half. Bulls by 7.
Adam Keefe was drafted by Atlanta, came in here in a trade for Tyrone Corbin. Last year he lost 15 pounds and was a big contributor off the bench along with Antoine Carr. This year he is in fantastic shape. He's playing the 3 position, and think about this. He's the 2nd leading rebounder on this team at 7. He only plays 23 minutes a game. Already this evening he has 5 rebounds. You can see why. He is all over the offensive boards.
Rebound for Michael Jordan.
Will we see anyone tonight make 2 foul shots?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't think it's in the cards.
41-35. Bulls. Pippen defended by Stockton, who wanted to get out of that jam. Kukoc, the open man. Stockton kept it alive. Here's Chris Morris. Keith wanted it, but Chris wasn't giving it to anybody. He took it to the hole, did draw the foul. And coming up at halftime, the Reebok halftime report. Ernie Johnson and Cheryl Miller in our Atlanta studios with the Reebok halftime report. I just said that, the Reebok halftime report with Cheryl Miller and Ernie Johnson in our studios.
I want to tell you something. Chris Morris just threw up a shot that he wouldn't even take in a horse contest. Okay.
He did draw the foul, which bailed him out some. By the way, Kukoc picked up his third, and Morris 1 of 8 from the floor. We know 2 that never had a chance. Bymington in for Kukoc.
By Utah going out and getting Greg
Ostertag.
By getting Ostertag at 7'2", and then picking up Chris Morris at 6'7" at that 2-guard position, and then getting Foster at 7 foot. They've added 3 key substitutes for them. But Morris is going to be in the regular mix, and he has got to play big in the big games. That's what's needed.
He's a heartbreaker. Great talent. 41-36 Bulls, 1:46 to go. Jordan, not this time. Michael hasn't scored in this period.
Nice choice.
And Utah's right back in this game, trailing by 3. Chicago had led by 12.
And we told you, it's easy to put Michael Jordan or Harper on Stockton, but you got to chase him in the open floor. As this game wears on, he's going to be making pinpoint passes.
Michael draws the foul from Jamie Watson. Speaking of Harper, where is Harper? Haven't seen much of him tonight.
Well, right now, you know, they're going. They gave Buechler a shot. They gave Kerr time. And it's good because Kerr and Buechler have been playing very well for them off the bench. Now, we'd like to just tell you about Chris Morris. Chris Morris is averaging 15 points a game. But coaches evaluate you in the big games. How you do when you play the other teams that people are talking about who will be in the 2nd and 3rd round and in the 4th round of the playoffs. That's what we want to see. We want to see the execution in those games. Now, athletically, he's blessed. His big thing is shot selection in the big games and then get to the foul line and make your shots.
Those are Michael's only points in this quarter. He's 0 for 4 from the floor. Has 15 in the game, however. Just a minute left. Karl Malone left alone for the jumper, and Karl has 11. Bulls by 3, under a minute to go, first half. Bulls led by 12. Pippen gets the double team. He's going to take it inside anyway. Oh, what a play. Scottie Pippen. And this is not chopped liver, the people defending him either there.
Well, they had 3 guys surrounding him, and it was just nice because he kept himself under control about it.
17 in the half. Malone from Stockton. What a foul. First of all, he ran into Caffey, then Michael, but I think they're going to call the first foul on Caffey. Jason still laying on the floor after he took a lot of Karl Malone that he wanted. That's 3 personals on Caffey.
My angle, this is a charge. If this game was in Chicago, that would have been a charge, okay? He definitely, watch as he comes in. Boom, that's a charge. It was up above the dotted line area, and he took it. But, you know, we're on the road right now. Everyone is saying, who's this guy that he ran into? That was Karl Malone who did it. That was the diesel running into the express train.
Karl Malone's a trucker, you know, he's a very successful trucking company, as a matter of fact. Like as though he needs the money. Bulls by 4 with 33 seconds to go in the period. One of the true warriors in the history of the NBA is Karl Malone, who came out of Louisiana Tech. Some people said when he came into the league when he was first drafted, Karl Malone reminded them of the fellow who was drafted by Dallas. Hubie, help me. Dwight, was it Smith? Another power forward type at that time. I can't remember who it was at the moment. And of course now I can't remember him, and Karl Malone is all world. It helped make my point that I couldn't remember the guy I'm trying to remember. Here's Stockton. Randy White's who I'm talking about. Lonnie Dale, our director. Crowd on their feet. Jazz to within 3. 8 seconds in the quarter. Stockton and Jordan. Out of bounds, 4.8. It's Chicago ball.
Yes, it was. That was a good call. Excellent call.
22nd Chicago timeout with 4.8.
You know what's interesting here? At the end of the first and second quarters, they are not running their high screen and roll with Stockton and Malone. They're telling Stockton, take Michael Jordan off the dribble, break him down, and we'll get something out of that.
It's a great part of the NBA. You get down to the final seconds of a half or a game and get to watch the stars match up one-on-one. And that's what we saw there with Stockton. When he was at Gonzaga, everybody said, yeah, he's a good little player, but is he fast enough?
Well, there it is right there. Now you can see that ball ricocheted right off the leg of the player in white. Strong call by the referees.
And the answer, of course, was that John Stockton was faster than they thought he was at Little Gonzaga.
Now with 4.8 seconds, you can make a catch up here at half court, get off 2 dribbles without any problem. They should get a high percentage shot here.
They wanted to travel. Pippen gets it to Kerr. Should be money at the buzzer. Steve Kerr, and the Bulls lead at the half, 47-42 from the Delta Center. John Stockton, Karl Malone, bringing their team back from a 12-point deficit, but they trail by 5.
Just execute, get back to our half-court offense, and then see what happens. The right guys are getting shots, but then when the wrong guys get the shot, they're high percentage. You got to knock them down.
One thing about this game, you got a lot of stars in it, a lot of highlights. It's worth watching. So keep the sets tuned, folks.
Now you're going to see a pass up to Michael Jordan here. Michael knocks in one of his 2 threes. He's 2 for 5 in threes in this game. Dynamite first half, really a first quarter. Second quarter, he really never got into the flow of things. The second one here is Scottie Pippen. This is just a beautiful move. Watch how he stops, comes across on an up and under, and scores. That's 2 of his 17. He has 17 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. Now this is a great pass, 1 of 7 assists for Stockton. Now this is Morris out on the break. The shots are there. He's now 2 for 9 from the floor. Now as far as the tandems go, Jordan and Pippen right out on top, 32 out of the 47 points. Stockton, Malone, they're not just getting shot attempts. The Bulls dominating on the boards.
By the way, Jordan and Pippen, that's 68% of the Bulls scoring. They usually score just under 50% of the Bulls totals.
Now, 2 of the better free throw shooting teams in the league. We have the Bulls missing 7, the Jazz missing 9. Hopefully in the second half they'll make these points. You'll see better flow, and we'll get a better rhythm to this game. But we told you at the top, we have 2 of the top defensive teams in the league, and sometimes when you're playing good defense with good hands getting in there, you get deflections, and it makes the game not look so pretty.
Felton Spencer, who's off the Achilles injury, back to start at center, only played 5 minutes in the first half because he had 2 fouls. He'll start at center here. Kevin Kiley's courtside. Kevin.
Bob, I spoke to both coaching staffs, and in Chicago, they feel like they have to play aggressive defense against Utah in the second half and not foul quite as much as they are in foul trouble. For Utah, they feel like they need to make their free throws. Chicago playing them very tough on the perimeter. They need to go to the basket in the second half. Back to you and Ubi.
Thank you, Kevin. Here's John Stockton with the ball. The Jazz down by 5, undefeated at home this year, 6-0 here at the Delta Center. Opening moments of the second half. Stockton on the drive, draws the foul. He goes behind Jordan, and let's see who they call it on, Simpkins or Jordan. And that's Simpkins, and that'll be his 4th that quickly.
You know what's interesting, Bob? John Stockton has gone baseline now and beaten Michael Jordan or Harper 4 times to the hole by just doing a hesitation dribble. Everyone thinking he's going to feed a post guy or run a screen and roll. Instead, he's blowing right to the rim.
How about that? John Stockton misses the free throw. That's his first free throw, by the way, of this game.
I think it's contagious. This is an 88% foul shooter, and even he missed tonight.
Wennington, I should say Luke Longley back in the center, and Ron Harper at the other guard with the ball right now, number 9, only played 6 minutes in the first half.
When are we going to see Harper post up Stockton? When is that going to happen? It's such a mismatch.
Here's Simpkins shooting over Malone. It was kept alive by Benoit. He almost knocked it in. He stepped out of bounds, and that'll be a turnover. And Chicago gets the ball. That's the 4th Utah turnover of the game, and 4 is not bad. Utah early in the season had 26 in one game.
You know, they've kind of leveled that out, Bob. You know, they're right down now for the season at 16. Now, 16's a lot when you have a point guard who handles it as much as Stockton.
Jason Caffey gets in. He did not score in 14 minutes in the first half, but Simpkins with foul trouble. He has 4. There are 4 Bulls who came into this half carrying personals, as Kevin Kiley told you, something that concerns Phil Jackson. Out of bounds, punched out by Chris Morris. It'll be Chicago ball with 13 on the clock. Bulls by 4. Pippen. Remember when he came into the league, that's a 3. Scottie Pippen did not have a long, what he didn't have was a middle range shot. And he is now deadly as a jump shooter.
Well, he's now 19 for 44 in threes, shooting about 43%.
10 on the shot clock inside the Malone, punched away by Jason Caffey. Michael came up with it, leads Caffey, but Malone is there to break it up. They say it went off Caffey's hands, and it did. And that'll be Utah ball trailing by 7.
See, Karl Malone is upset. He thought that Caffey came from behind and hit him when he knocked that ball away. The old story, when you're on the post and a guy throws you the ball, step and meet the pass.
Stockton gets inside and is fouled by Caffey, and the basket is waved off.
See, you got to love it. In the first quarter, Stockton was totally unselfish, set everybody else up. Now all of a sudden Stockton is looking for his shot. Now here he comes off the screen and roll. See, he's just taking this guy right to the rim.
Caffey has 4 fouls, as does Simpkins. The power forward in trouble for the Bulls, and Dennis Rodman is still not well. They thought he might play in this game, but his calf is still bothering. That one goes down. Count the basket, and going to the line will be all-world point guard John Stockton.
Well, there's no doubt about it. See, this is why he's so great. See, what he's doing right now, he's proven a major problem because he's taking you to the rim first. Then he will look for what's going to happen. Totally contradictory from the early part of the game, but that's why he is first-team All-NBA. We said he's been in the league 11 years. He's made the All-NBA team 8 times.
Bulls by 4. That was Michael Jordan's first personal foul. Illegal defense called by William Kennedy. He's the official playing out high.
Well, you're not allowed to double team a postman without the basketball if he has the ball. Now that time they only had 3 guys around the post guy, and the ball still was not entered yet on a pass.
Traveling Michael Jordan. Michael says, hey, you know, in all my years in the league, I was never called for traveling because I'm Michael. I go away to baseball. I come back. Where are the regular officials? And now you're calling me?
Now
you're calling me for traveling?
That time, the ball was not out of his hand when he picked up the pivot foot.
Stockton open for the jumper. Oh, John Stockton, look out. He has 10 points, and he's feeling it all the way around. Penetration, dishing off, shooting the jumper, and the Jazz are within 2. Jordan gets 2 men airborne, doesn't get the foul call. Both Morris and Malone, but I think they hit each other. Look at that no-look to Karl Malone. Pass. Here's Caffey to Harper. Jordan, tongue out, wanted to go to the hoop, but it was raked away by John Stockton and lost out of bounds off Stockton. It'll be Chicago ball.
In this game, we have 3 of the top steal men in the league. Stockton, Pippen, and Jordan. Nothing is safe when a guy is dribbling because they're always coming from behind looking for the steal.
Chicago by 2. They go inside to Longley. Longley defended by Felton Spencer. Spins inside, goes to the reverse. Nice play by Luke Longley out of New Mexico State, and he came out of New Mexico, and he came that way via Australia.
He has excellent moves, shoots with either hand. Spencer has got to do a better job right now. You cannot give him the layup.
Bulls are back. This is the second game after the Achilles injury. Stockton down inside. And Stockton is called for the charge. Scottie Pippen took it on the baseline.
Yeah, that was an excellent call. There was no place for Stockton to go. Watch Pippen take away the baseline here. He takes it away right there. See, there's no place for Stockton to go. Definite charge.
Scottie Pippen with a nice defensive play. So what's new? Bulls by 4. 9 minutes to go in the third. Jason Caffey carrying 4 fouls to Michael. Wanted Longley to cut to the hoop. Didn't go. Harper. Rebound Benoit.
I'm still waiting for Harper to post John Stockton, and it's automatic. Okay, you're going to get a great shot, and you're going to break down the defense. We have not seen it one time yet in this game.
How about what we were talking about earlier? He has only 8 free throw attempts on the year, talking about Ron Harper.
And you remember what we said today, what is your primary concern? That was the major question to Jerry Sloan.
Chicago posting.
Right. And they said Harper or Jordan posting up John Stockton. We haven't seen it one time.
Here's John Stockton. Sands a 3. He's on fire. 13 points. 9 in this quarter. Harper left alone. Dishes to Longley. Spencer with the rebound. And the Jazz can take the lead on this possession. The last Utah lead was the opening of the game at 2-0. Malone, Utah leads. 10-2 Jazz run. Jordan down to Harper, posting Stockton. Double team, open man Longley. Puts on the floor, Mercy. Chris Morris loses the ball out of bounds. Turnover, Chicago ball.
You know, it's interesting here. We had a foul at the one end. Now just watch this. This is a major collision. That's an offensive foul. That's not even close.
Ron Harper holding the ball. Chicago down by 1. They had led by 12 in the first half. Pippen so fast. Call for traveling. Chicago turnover. That's 13 for the Bulls. 8 Jazz turnovers.
Now Scottie Pippen is hot. The big thing is the ball must be coming out of your hand before you lift that pivot foot, okay? On a dribble. Now just keep an eye on this now. Now you see he lifted his pivot foot before the ball went out. You can lift your pivot foot if you pass or shoot, not dribble.
But it's Scottie Pippen. Here is Benoit from long range. Not his shot. Stockton keeps it alive. Oh, John Stockton, 9 points in this quarter and a lot other intangibles that can't be counted on the stat sheet. Malone defended by Jason Caffey, the rookie from Alabama. Down inside, Malone to Bell. Who missed the jam? Jordan. He'll often make you pay when that happens. Like there. Miss it on your end. Put it in Michael's hands. It's money in the bank. Jordan has 17, and the Bulls back by 1. Steve Kerr trying to defend Stockton. Malone. Fouled by Caffey. That'll be 5. Simpkins on the bench with 4.
See, that's all right because they have Bill Wennington, who they can play at that position also. So they can use 3 guys to play Karl Malone this evening.
The NBA on TNT is brought to you by the GMC Sierra and by Domino's Ultimate Deep Dish Pizza.
You've got to take advantage of things when they happen. Right here, they front Karl Malone for the first time in this game. Watch John Stockton give him the lead because they have this area over here cleaned out. There is no help. See, there's your lob. Once Malone makes the catch, he's up and in. Why? Because they had the backside cleared out. That's the first time this evening they have fronted Karl Malone on the post.
10,500 plus assists in his career for John Stockton. We were talking today, his first 2 years he played behind Ricky Green, didn't play much. Imagine what it'd been if he played more then. But then, as Phil Johnson said, maybe he wasn't ready. Jordan with a rebound. Bulls lead it by 1. And And that foul is on Chris Morris, and that's Utah's first team foul in this quarter with 6:24 to go. The Bulls will be in the penalty the next time they have 4 team fouls.
Neither team has been able to hit what they would want in their offense. A nice flow, high percentage shots. Everything has been contested. The game still remains choppy, and this one is open for a W.
Yeah, that was a no-brainer pick and roll with Jordan and Longley, and of course Longley draws the foul.
See, the toughest thing with Longley is he does not anticipate well. You see, now this should be a two-hand strong dunk. See, that should have been a muscle dunk. Michael set him up, his man trap. You have got to sense that. You got to feel it.
Remember his missed layup in the playoffs. Some scores tonight, the GMC Truck scoreboard. Don't forget at 11 Eastern on CNN, you can catch all of tonight's scores and highlights with Vince Cellini and Barry LeBlanc as Longley knocks him down. It's Bulls by 3, 6:18 to go. Longley 6.7 rebounds. That leads the Bulls in rebounding. And Stockton now with 15. 11 in the third quarter for John.
I tell you, they are not defensing that screen and roll at all in this third quarter.
Michael Jordan almost had the shot. Morris stepped out nicely. 10 on the shot clock for Michael.
Plenty of time. See, now Morris is upset. What's the rule in this league on hand checking? You lay your hand on that guy, that's an automatic foul. And I don't know why he's upset, because he did it blatantly.
Because they're replacement officials.
Now just watch. Here he comes down in here. There it goes. There you guy calls it. You say, well, he should. Well, he did. All right, it's a foul.
You made the point earlier. It's replacement officials. You probably wouldn't get that kind of reaction with the 3-man regular team. Here's Jordan spinning and moving off the glass. No. Stockton is ubiquitous.
That was a very bad shot by Michael. Tough, high percentage shot.
Oh, don't leave him alone. Pippen almost left him. Morris will take that 3. He'll shoot him from the locker room. Kerr with the offside rebound. Bulls by a point. 5:21 to go in the third quarter. Morris has 3 personals on him. Michael gets open. Kerr from the corner. Count it. Steve Kerr, NBA all-time leader in percentage 3-point shots.
Steve is now 10 for 23 on the season in threes.
Trying to defend a lightning quick John Stockton. 8 on the shot clock. Pick and roll. Pick and pop, actually. Malone with 4. Blocked by Pippen. Gets it back from Longley. Utah back quickly defensively. Bulls back up by 4.
That's it. Just take your time and run your offense. That's a triangle offense.
Left-handed runner in the lane from Longley, and the Bulls are back up now by 6.
In the second half of the season, when you have Longley and Rodman in there, those guys are going to score a lot of points in the second half of the season and in the playoffs.
Benoit on the drive, finger roll doesn't fall on rebound, will go down for David Benoit.
In Benoit and Morris, you have 2 great athletes. They're both 6'8", you know, terrific spring in their legs, quick off the dribble, but they just got to send home the easy percentage shots.
Jordan inside to Longley. 8 points and 8 rebounds in this game. Naked 10 and 8 rebounds for Luke Longley.
He's got a game now. Okay, this guy can score. And if they ever go to him and give him 10 shots every night, he is going to be a major factor for them.
8 of the 10 points for Luke Longley have come here in the third quarter. Bulls are up 63-57. There's a 20-second timeout on the floor, and Luke Longley, as Hubie just pointed out, is the man that the Bulls decided to go with last year. Remember, it was the 3-headed center with Perdue and Longley and Wennington. They traded Perdue for Dennis Rodman and said, we are going to go with Longley in the middle.
He showed you a nice fadeaway. On the play before that, there's your left-handed hook. He can shoot with either hand in the lane. He has the jump shot. He can hit the 17-footer facing, and he has drop steps. The guy has a game. Now, I'm not saying that he has a great deal of confidence yet. I think that will come with more opportunities, because when you defense the Bulls, you're so concerned with Pippen and Jordan that you have a tendency to say that your center can play this guy one-on-one. that remains to be seen.
63-57, Bulls by 6, 3:40 to go in the quarter. And for the first time in this quarter, Felton Spencer, back off that Achilles, gets a rest. Felton has no points in the game. Antoine Carr is in at center. Stockton, Benoit, Antoine Carr.
You got a piece of that.
Luke Longley did.
Sure did.
Jordan laying the point. Bulls by 6. They're going to just milk Longley. He's got a big height advantage here. Hits Pippen off the weak side. Rebound. Morris to Stockton. Deflected without looking by Jordan. Amazing play. Truly amazing. 15 on the shot clock.
High screen and roll now with either Carr or Malone.
Carr took it back down inside. He's clogged it up. Morris open from outside. That's a three from Chris Morris. And Morris has 10.
You know, when you play with a Stockton and you're a spot-up guy, will you please create a pass? He'll put it right in your hands. Now it's like shooting practice.
9 assists for Stockton tonight. Jordan left alone as he got Morris off balance. And Michael knocks it down. His 19. Remember, his leading the lead in scoring is Michael Jordan with 29.5 per game. Bulls are up here by 5 with 2:19 remaining in the third period. Simpkins carrying 4 fouls, guarding Malone. Nice pass inside to Chris Morris from Karl Malone.
Now that was beautiful because they ran a double screen for Stockton on the left side of the lane, and Morris just stepped right across as the Bulls were concerned about Stockton.
Benoit trying to stop Pippen. Jump hook misses. Longley keeps it alive, and Simpkins has it. He's fouled.
Now right now, Longley is keeping the ball alive a lot. When that shot goes up, you've got to get into Longley's chest.
That's 3 fouls on Karl Malone. The Bulls by 3.
Now keep an eye on this double screen on the baseline for Stockton as he comes around. His man follows him. Michael Jordan tries to help, and watch what happens on the baseline. Keep an eye on the baseline, on the screen. Now 2 guys step out to guard Stockton. Morris steps up, and he leaves Michael Jordan behind. Beautiful pass, smart move by Morris.
Utah making a comeback here. They trailed by 12 in the second quarter, now down by 3 with 1:48 to go in the third period. Utah looking for their 7th consecutive win. Pippen trying to stop that. 67-62 Bulls, 1:38 to go in the period. Scotty has 22. Curry spent a lot of time tonight defending John Stockton. Pick and roll Malone, Stockton, open man on the weak side is 1 a second. 10 to shoot. Carr with 5. Backs Longley in. Rebound by Morris. Going to put it right back up with his left hand. Kerr with the loose ball. Bulls by 5. Minute to go in the period.
I'm impressed with the Bulls this half. They are really playing excellent defense, and they're holding Utah off. They made the run at them. They stopped them. They regrouped, and now they're running some nice offensive plays. They're staying within their triangle offense. They're taking good shots, and the big thing is no one's in a hurry right now.
Charlotte struggling against their 4th win of the year with that 116 points tonight. They scored. Detroit beats Philadelphia 101-78. Grant Hill, who'd been struggling, had a good night tonight. Kukoc, first action for him in this period. Four fouls on Chris Morris.
Another 79% foul shooter. I mean, it's just interesting tonight. Can anyone step to the line and make 2?
Late in the game, my money would be on Michael. Chicago only 12 of 21, Huey.
Oh, they'd be running away with this game here this evening if they just shot their normal.
So it is leading by 5:45 to go in the period. Malone hits Carr, who hits Keith, who's going to shoot it over Longley. Badly. Rebound. Kukoc with 30 seconds in the period, and the Bulls up by 5.
You know, we're sitting here at courtside. Chicago taking good shots, following their shots. Utah right now, everyone seems to be tight, and no one seems to have a nice rhythm outside of John Stockton.
5 on the shot clock, traveling. Kukoc. Bulls turnover is their 14th. And with 20 seconds to go in the period, Jazz can pull to within 3 points on this possession. Bulls led by 5 at the half. There's that spread look for Stockton at the end of the half. He took Jordan on this look. Now it looks like they're setting up the high screen and roll with Malone. For 3, it doesn't fall. That's the buzzer. And the Bulls lead by 5 at the end of 3. They led by 5 at the end of the half. Center, final 12 minutes of play with Chicago leading by 5. Full week of basketball next week. I'll join Danny Ainge up in Milwaukee for Charlotte at Milwaukee. Charlotte got a win tonight. Philly at Atlanta Wednesday night. Nick Stockton will have that game along with Chuck Daly. And then Charlotte at Miami. And note the special start time of 7:30 and our 7 p.m. Eastern time pregame show. Hubie and I will be down to see the first matchup between Charlotte and Miami since the trade. Michael opens this period on the bench. See, in the first period, Michael had 13. Since then, only 6. But, hey, am I worried about that? No. Is Michael worried about it is, I guess, what the point is.
But in my opinion, Utah must establish in this corner Karl Malone down inside. He came into this game averaging 9 foul shot attempts. He's not getting to the line tonight. They're going more with the high screen and roll, and that takes away from him down in there. I don't care if they double team, because when he passes out, you're getting high percentage shots.
Kukoc wanted to take it in the paint, stopped by Keith. Bulls by 5, opening the 4th period of play. Kerr beats Hornacek. Simpkins follows.
They're really hurting him on the glass tonight.
Antoine Carr comes away with the defensive board. Hornacek running it at the point now as Stockton gets a rest. He was red-hot John Stockton in the 3rd period and keyed the somewhat comeback for Utah, and they took a brief lead. With 9 on the shot clock, Antoine Carr misses. Kukoc rebound.
Now you say, well, they can't hit those shots when they double team. Well, when they get the ball into Carl, Carr's got to try to split the double team. And then when he passes out, hey, there's nothing you can do about that. You can't get guys better shots than those wide open 15 to 17-foot jump shots.
Kukoc was bumped by Keith, who broke out on. He bumped Kukoc. He missed the shot. Keith then took the outlet. Out, looked for the pass. It went out of bounds. 67-62 Bulls by 5.
Now Kukoc is suffering tonight from a lot of fouling. There's no doubt about it. He's been hit at least 4 times this evening. Did not get to the line at all. Could not catch a call.
Yeah, that one was significant. He was bumped hard there by 5 Chicago. 10:58 to go in the game. Bulls are 9-1. Lost both games to Utah last year. Steve Kerr. That's a 3. Steve Kerr, count him. He's got 2 triples here tonight and 10 points off the bench.
Now think about it. Kerr and Buechler have 3 threes between them. What a difference between their second unit and the second unit of Utah.
Steal by Pippen, and then he's held in the backcourt by Foster. Foster, Keith, Hornacek on the floor along with Jamie Watson and Antoine Carr for the Utah Jazz.
Now, when you look at this, you say, my gosh, Chicago has 5 guys shooting over 40%. Before they moved the line in 2 years ago, in the league, we would always have 10 players or less shoot 40%. Tonight, we have 8 guys in this game on the 2 teams who are shooting over 40%, and last year 40 guys shot over 40%.
Kukoc from long range. Rebound. Foster. Here is Jamie Watson out of South Carolina. Defended by Michael Jordan, who just came in as Pippen went to the bench for Chicago. Bulls are up by 8 with 10:15 to go in the game. Wow, that was almost thrown out of bounds. 10 on the shot clock. Carr.
See, right now, the only 2 guys out there who are scorers, big scorers, are Carr and Hornacek.
Foster loses the handle on it. Simpkins with good post-up defense. And here is Kukoc in the open floor. Posting up Michael Jordan against Jamie Watson. Carr got there too late. Michael misses the shot. Loose ball foul over the back. Kukoc. That's his 4th. And Jud Buechler comes into the game for Kukoc. Here's another final score in the NBA tonight. Washington had that buzzer beater against Detroit. They got Miami tonight. And Washington and Alonzo Mourning. Miami with 24 points in the losing call. And we'll see Alonzo Mourning with Miami against Charlotte next Friday night on TNT. Hornacek. It's a 6-point Bulls lead.
That was a very nice play on the baseline. They ran that double again for Hornacek. And then they cleared out, leaving a two-man game. He has to get hot right now to give this second unit some zip.
10 on the shot clock. Bushler. Rebound, Antoine Carr. Chance for the Jazz to cut it to 4 or better. Hornacek gets the pick from Foster. Big rebound by Jed Bushler. He's been playing very well and very quietly for the Bulls.
Well, and you know what's nice? They're rewarding him with the time. That's the thing which you always like to see. When you're a bench guy and you play hard and everything, you like to be rewarded. He's getting 14 minutes a game. That shot was blocked by Keith.
6-point Bulls lead. Hornacek running the point, defended by Steve Kerr. This is Jamie Watson, defended by Bushler. They're trying to get it to Carr in the post, but the spacing isn't there.
Now they need Antoine to get going here right now.
Jump hook. Rebound by Simpkins.
What I like about Chicago in the second half, they are holding Utah to one shot every time down the floor.
John Stockton will be back in this game in just a moment. From long range, the air ball from Steve Kerr. Jamie Watson, along with Hornacek, Keith, Foster, and Carr on the floor for Utah. Down 6.
Yeah, I'm glad you said down 6 because you would think that they were down 15. Yeah, I really would. Because they're really playing poorly.
Watson from very long range. Definitely not his shot. He's a cutter and slasher. He gets the ball back. New shot clock. Almost stolen by Kerr. Foul against Chicago. It's on Bushler, and Stockton is back in. Jamie Watson will sit down. Strange lineup of sorts here for Utah.
Well, Utah right now, Jerry's trying to buy a few minutes here right now with this unit, and then he'll come back with his starters.
Stockton on the penetration, kicks it out to Foster. Stockton will take the 3. I'll never forget what the coaches, Alvin Gentry, the assistant coach for Detroit, said last week when Utah came back to beat Detroit. We see him right after a game. He says, that guy, meaning Stockton, cuts your heart out.
Well, the thing is, you can never relax because the high percentage shooting is always there. Nice play by Keith. Excellent defense on Simpkins. Blocked him out. Now all they need is a hoop, and his place will be jumping.
Foster. Kept alive by Keith and Hornacek. Foster needs to do something to get it out of the corner. Antoine Carr, and we get a timeout called by the Jazz with 19 on their shot clock. 6:55 in the period. Down by 3. And John Stockton is 5 of 5 from the floor in the second half.
Karl Malone and John Stockton, they've been able to do it for a decade and do it very effectively.
What a pass by Stockton!
Stockton's main focus is getting the ball to Karl Malone because Karl Malone is going to finish. That's why they call him the mailman, because he delivers.
The mailman, what a play!
Anytime you turn your head, it's too late. That's how good they are.
John Stockton and Karl Malone, 2 parts of the dream team, coming this summer.
Hornets Bucks, Tuesday at 8 on TNT.
It actually traps Stockton.
And Stockton now works something else out as he gets it to Carr. Carr with 3 on the clock, spinning into the lane. That's a shot clock violation as the ball comes our way. Unfortunately, it was saved by the youngster, or we would have had Coca-Cola all over the notes. Jerry Sloan, Dean of NBA Coaches, with a franchise with 8 years with this franchise, and Karl Malone, you hear the cheers, about to come back in.
Now in this fourth quarter, Chicago 1 for 11, shooting 9%.
That's on Jeff Hornacek, trying to get around Winnington, who's set to pick Michael Jordan. Malone is back. And Carr will go to the bench. Pippen also back on the floor for the Bulls with Michael. So the terrific tandems are back out there for the close. Winnington gets it in and out and in, and it's back to the 5-point Bulls lead. Utah gets close and can't quite close.
Well, the difference to me in the second half is the fact that the second unit for Chicago can hit all of the perimeter shots. And unfortunately for Utah, it's not happening with them. The only guy who can make an outside shot right now is Stockton.
On Wednesday night, the Bulls got the victory against San Antonio, but the Bulls bench failed them Wednesday night. Jordan's turnaround shot was almost blocked by Stockton. Had to give it up. 10 on the clock for Pippen. On the drive, gives it up to Winnington. Usually hits those shots. Malone gets the rebound to Stockton.
No easy baskets tonight for Utah. That's totally uncharacteristic of their team. They usually get you out in the open floor.
Foster. Foul is going to be on Michael Jordan. That's 2. Chris Morris back in the floor for Utah. And Caffey is coming in for Chicago to replace Steve Kerr. So Chicago gets pretty big now with Winnington, Caffey, Pippen, Jordan, and Bushler. Jimmy told you the first half, 2 tallest teams in the league. Stockton's penetration finger roll past Michael Jordan, and it's a 3-point Bulls lead, and Stockton has 20.
What he did that time, he faked going over the top of that screen and roll, came back, and just took Michael down with his left hand.
Pippen leans inside, gets it to Caffey, blocked by Malone. Boy, Jason Caffey has had all of Karl Malone that he needs or wants.
Well, this is just a nice pass off by Pippen. You got to send those home, see? That was a weak attempt by Caffey, and that allowed Karl Malone to get the shot block. One thing you know when you play Utah, they are not a shot-blocking threat. Take it strong.
Come on! Game starts in 20 minutes!
Master run the screen and roll. As Stockton starts, Michael Jordan is going to try to beat him to that spot on the screen and roll. Stockton will then cross over to his left, come down and lay it up with the right hand. Always read the defense. It's not how fast you go, it's how intelligent you are reading the defensive player. Just a masterful move. Do never let that defender beat you to the screen. Always come back strong and take it to the ball side.
Steve Kerr back into the ball game, missing from long range. Pippen runs down the rebound. Bulls up by 3, 4:48 remaining in this game. Michael Jordan had 13 in the first period, has been quiet since, only 6 points.
Now right now, Utah is very small. This is their small unit. They're playing Malone at the center, and then they're playing Morris and Keefe at the forward. Nice play. Oh,
Malone had slipped inside of Simpkins and then blew the basket. Here's Jordan looking for it. Remember, he's struggling. Nice pass to Simpkins.
That's the way to send it home. That's the way you attack the basket. There's no doubt there. You know you're not going to try to shot block that, because if you do, he'll take your arm right into the ring.
Kerr defending Stockton. Under 4 minutes to go in the game. Hornacek buries it. That's a 2. He stepped on the line. The Bulls by 3. Under 4 minutes. The Utah Jazz have 2 fouls to give. The Bulls have 1 to give. Both have 3 full timeouts remaining.
Now, this has been here all night. There's nothing but a clue. You got to double team that.
Michael Jordan matched up on the post against Hornacek. Hit the shot before the double team got there. The Bulls back up by 5. Just that quickly, Utah pulls to within 3, and this could be 2.
What a great pass. Right on the money. They catch you sleeping because you just scored at the other end of the floor. They get it in once again. Their big man running hard. How about this long pass? Simpkins get caught behind him, and then the nice strong move by Karl Malone.
And that's the 5th foul on Dickie Simpkins with 3:30 to go in the game.
Right now, from now to the end of the game, you've got to run what's your best,
Utah is out there with a small unit. Michael Jordan must take advantage of the post-up opportunities versus Hornacek or Stockton on a switch.
See Malone's numbers for the night. Caffey's in for Simpkins, who has 5, but so does Caffey. 76-74, the Bulls by 2. Utah's won 6 in a row, looking for 7 consecutive wins. The Bulls are at 9-1. Jordan kicking to Kerr, back to Jordan, 10 on the shot clock. Over Hornacek, not this time.
Oh, look out now.
Running the floor, Morris. This is it, followed by Keith. Morris.
And an air
ball. Pippen on the run.
You have to make those. See, that's a gimme in a big game.
Stockton gets the foul. Wave off the basket.
Have we been talking about that all night or what?
All night or what?
See, you've got to make there are too many easy baskets tonight that were not sent down by Utah. You're playing at home. That has to be a two-handed dunk, a strong move to the rim.
Game is under 80 points with 3 minutes to go, and these were two of the top scoring teams in the league coming into this game. Down to Pippen on the post. Backing in over Morris. Loose ball foul is going to be called on Chicago.
Yeah, they pushed Karl Malone right in the back.
That's 6 on Jason Caffey. He sits down, and Simpkins, who has 5, will be back in.
Now that's okay, because you know that Chicago can come. They have so many big players. You know, you can come with a Winikin.
Wasn't it a 6th?
That was said to be a 6th. We said it was his 6th. The PA announcer said it was his 6th. But nobody's told Jason yet, unless they change their mind on who the foul's against. We'll check on it. We've got him at 6. Official scorer has it at 6. Apparently everybody has it at 6 except the officials on the floor at the moment. Malone will go to the free throw line. We'll wait till they sort that out.
Yeah, here comes Simpkins now.
It's definitely 6. They just haven't notified it.
Now, in talking about timeouts, Chicago has 3 and a 20. Utah has 3 and no 20.
So Caffey fouls out of the ball game. Never scored. Malone. As Red Auerbach told me, I don't care what your free throw percentage shooting is during a game, but when we get down to 2 or 3 minutes, now I want you to shoot the free throws. That's when I want to see your statistics. There's Carl's mom. Thanks again for the Browns. Carl at the line. And with this shot, could tie the game. It's not tied as Malone misses the free throw. Bulls by a point, 2:40 to go. It's going to be a beautiful finish. Maybe not beautiful, but close.
Well, they're in their triangle. Here's your guard around.
And the foul on Hornacek.
See, when they make that pass to the flash postman, who is Michael Jordan, they run a guard around. Now, if they give it to you, they take it all away, or they shoot the jump shot. But if the man keeps the ball, he's in an isolation one-on-one.
That was the team's 4th, so Chicago will be over the limit on their next foul.
Both teams are in a penalty now.
Double team on Michaels there, too late.
Bob, please. That has been there since they threw the ball up in period 1. Okay.
Bulls by 3, 2:14 to go now. Stockton isolated, gets a pick from Malone. Looks for the pass, had it for a moment, didn't take it. 10 to shoot. 7 on the shot clock. Keith, not his shot, not good for the shooter. That was a big miss as we're under 2 minutes now. Bulls by a point. Kerr from Jordan. And out of there. Rebound, Simpkins blocked Malone, but the foul. It's on Adam Keith.
Simpkins and Caffey at that 4 position, the power forward, have just done an excellent job on the offensive boards tonight for Chicago. Keep an eye to the left, and you'll see him muscle his way in here right there. Strong move by Simpkins. In his 2nd year out of Providence,
And just keep an eye as he works his way down inside. You see now, he has a big height advantage and strength advantage on Adam Keefe as well as Morris, whichever of the two pick him up.
Chicago by 4 with 1:44 to go. 3 points tonight for Simpkins. 7 rebounds for Dickey. Remember, that's the position vacated with the injury after the first 3 games of the season. So Dennis Rodman, another missed free throw. Both teams living with that. The Bulls lead by 4. Plenty of time.
You need the big 3 involved here. Stockton, Hornacek, and Malone. Here's your triangle with Malone on that side.
Open man is Morris. Rebound Pippen. Utah unable to hit the shots when they needed them here tonight. Michael Jordan with 23 points. An off night for him.
Michael wants screen and roll here. 2-man game.
Malone comes out for the steal attempt and is called for the foul. That's 4 on Malone.
Well, Will Kennedy, the referee, had that one all the way. That time as Malone got in there, you know, he was trying desperately. But, you know, it's been just so weird tonight. We have some of the best foul shooters in the league here tonight, and nobody can make 2 in a row.
And some of the best shooters in terms of percentage from the floor, and yet we have 2 of the highest scoring teams in the league. They're 3rd and 4th in scoring in the league, and we've got an 80-75 game with 1 minute to go. It's been a strange one. There's a free throw story. Michael's going to be real close to 100% inside 2 minutes. Bulls by 6. I said this again. I'm going to say it this one last time. Still time. Now there's not still time. Look out! Isn't it something? Michael Jordan got this crowd to cheer for that jam, and they are avid Utah Jazz fans in here. And Chicago at crunch time goes on a 7-0 run to virtually put it away and end Utah's 6-game. With 54.1 seconds remaining in the game, the Bulls lead by 8 following this one. Ernie Johnson and Cheryl Miller inside the NBA with tonight's scores and highlights. Rockets are off and running again this year. They're 10-1 and leading in this division ahead of Utah. We'll have a full game lead after tonight's Utah loss, and we'll have a look at the second chance 76ers, a team of second chancers. Malone steps in front of Pippen over the backboard. 47.7 to go in the game.
Now they'll pick up full court, go for the steal. If not, look for a quick foul. Interesting in this half, Utah has they've only scored 33 points in this half.
Only 13 in the 4th quarter. And the Bulls lead at 83-75 and have won it with 46.4 to go. And Jerry Sloan, we talked with him quite a while today, certainly one of the best coaches in the NBA, knew and said, you know, we haven't played a lot of tough competition yet. And yes, this game will give us a little bit of a sense of where we are playing against the Chicago Bulls. But just as you said, Hubie, in November, you can't call this a critical game.
Now, what it's showing them, though, is that a lot of the pet plays that they went to are not going to work against this type of defense. And that's what you're looking for. What's going to be working, what's not, with the new talent that you have on this team that you're trying to break in.
Bulls by 10, 42 seconds to go. Hornacek into the paint, gets the easy bucket. He steps inside of Michael. How about Michael in crunch time? Here's the pressure. Stockton never stops. He'll still be defending these guys when it's over. Jordan is fouled. Michael had 13 points in the first period, only 2 in the second, only 4 in the third, but has come up with 10, particularly some key baskets here in the 4th period, and he has 29. His average is 29.5, and he's about to exceed it on an off night. This is the Bulls. Michael misses a free throw. Something in the air here. This is the first of the 2 Western trips for Chicago. You see, Hubie, what they've done there in their championship seasons, what they've done on that first trip. And this year, they'll be 2-0 as they get the win against San Diego. We'll see 3-0 after this game. They're 2-0 currently. Jordan has 30.
You're coaching Utah. You go back tonight, you look at it, a tremendous amount of foul shot misses, plus so many easy drives to the basket. And then you have to look at your offense now and say that Chicago forced your 4 and 5 player to make critical shots tonight, and they couldn't make them.
Don't look up now, folks. With 8 seconds to go, it's a 4-point game.
Yeah, but you know you have to foul, and you're going to put either Pippen or Jordan on the foul line right now, and they're smart. See, they're not going to call a timeout. They're going to get the ball to a high percentage shooter and make Jordan go to the foul line. So what you're doing is it's like slow death right now.
Yeah.
The thing would surprise me with 54 seconds to go, down 8, that Utah came out of that timeout and set up a play for a 3. Whereas if they would have scored a 2 within 10 seconds, you still had over 45 seconds to go, and you're only down 6. I was surprised they took the 3 because they missed the 3, and then they fouled, and then they were down, 2 more points.
Michael, if he hits his free throw, will have bookend 13-point quarters in the first and fourth. Will be, if he hits it, 12 or 15 from the line tonight. And he has 32. That goes with 38 in the win over San Antonio on Wednesday night. With 7 seconds to go, the Bulls with a 6-point lead, and Utah gets the timeout. Don't forget, inside the NBA coming
tonight. When Rodman comes back, they're getting great experience this year for Cathy as well as Simpkins, so that's giving them more depth. So we know that they have the size, we know that they have the experience. They're the oldest team in the league, and they have the most experience in the league.
That's a foul on Jordan for Hornacek, who was taking the 3, so you'll get 3 free throws, which could pull them to within 3 with 4.5, and as Hubie said, it's probably nothing more than slow death.
See, he felt that he caught him on the way up. The referee called that because Michael got him on the elbow.
So Hornacek could make it 88-85 with 4.6 to go.
The big thing right now is your Chicago Bulls. You have 3 timeouts left. Now, when he makes this, or if he makes this shot, do you call timeout, move it to half court, or do you get it in right away?
I'd get it in right away.
That's right.
Was that the right answer?
Yeah. No, I would also, yeah. And then you get it into Michael Jordan.
All right, I've got a quick question. Charles Barkley, Akeem Olajuwon, Michael Jordan. You don't want to answer this right now because the game's still on the line.
Yeah, because right now, if he makes this, we got it right here now to a 3-point. And they're not calling timeout right now. Yes, they are. Well, see, that's interesting because what will happen now is you're calling timeout. You're ahead by 3. You have the option to take it in on the baseline or move the ball to half court. But what you've also allowing is Utah to set up their defense now to take you at either way.
The Bulls have the ball, and they can inbound it at the full court or at half court.
Now, Chicago has 2 timeouts and a 20. The big thing is you've got to get the ball inbound. If you take it out on the baseline side and Utah intercepts it, they have a chance for a quick 3. If you move the ball to half court and you make a vertical pass from half court up towards the basket, even if they intercept the ball, they would call a timeout, or they might just put it down on the floor and dribble. Now the shot becomes a longer shot. So there's a lot of strategy here about where they'll take it out. You can see right now they're going to take it here. Some guys say I'll take it out at the other end because I would have them cover it 94 feet now. What you're doing now is you're narrowing it. Big thing right now, let's see if they take delay a game to see. All right, there's your delay a game. You notice Chicago, no one moves. All right, so now let's see what happens. Go for the steal first. If you don't get the steal, foul immediately. We'll lob to Jordan.
And the foul immediately by Hornacek.
Okay, so you only lose 1 second. You say, yeah, but except for one thing, you put Michael Jordan on the line. Well, he's got to make them. You're putting a lot of pressure on Jordan to step to the line and make the 2 foul shots.
I'm not sure he can handle the pressure.
Well, the big thing is, though, Bob, is you always go for the steal first, not the foul first.
Michael Jordan, a walk in the park, 3.5 to go. Money.
Now Utah has 1 full timeout left.
Slow death. .34 for Jordan. Timeout, Utah. 3.5 seconds. Bulls by 5.
Well, Utah has an impossible situation right now. They're going to take the ball out at half court. You know that you're looking for a 5-point play, and unfortunately the best you can get is a 4-point play. But we have seen many NBA games end with a 4-point play. A guy takes a 3 and he gets fouled. You say, well, that should never happen, but we've seen it happen a lot in the NBA through the years.
Chicago up by 5 with 3.5 to go. Next week on the NBA.
That we had 2 of the better benches in the league. Utah, Hornacek, Antoine Carr, Keith. Really held in check tonight, Bob. At the other end, when you say Chicago, you say Kukoc, Kerr, Buechler. Now they did a very nice job for their ball. Kukoc didn't get a lot of points, but Kerr and Buechler hit those threes, baby. And when you go back and look at those 3 threes, they were big. Because at the Utah end, they made the same passes, had the same wide open shots, and drew blanks.
Hardaway with 22 points, 12 assists in the Orlando win tonight. The Jazz now out of timeouts. UB called this about, well, it seemed like an hour ago, but only about 15 seconds ago, and said it was a slow death. The lob in intercepted by Pippen, and that will be the coup de grace. The Bulls by 5, snapping the Utah 6-game win streak. Utah falls to 10-3. Bulls are now 10-1 and tied for Houston with the best record in the NBA. And Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan ended up being the winning tandem here tonight. And let's go to Kevin Kiley.
Well, thank you, Bob. And Michael, nice game. You had 34 points tonight. You started hot. You ended with a lot of points from the foul line in between 2 and 4 points in the second and third quarter. How'd the game go for you?
Well, I got off to a good start, and then as the altitude kind of got to me, I really had a tough time catching my second win. But the good thing, Scottie Pippen came out and played extremely well. Steve Kerr came in and gave us some good minutes. Luke gave us some good center play tonight, and we did all that we could to keep them off the free throw line, but somehow we got into foul trouble.
Point about Kerr, he came in the third quarter and kind of helped you out on defense. Stockton gave you a bad time tonight, didn't he?
He's so quick, and he's so deceptively quick. I think I was looking for the double team a lot of times, and then next thing you know, he's going to the hole. So he's a tough guard to guard.
A lot has been made of you playing defense on the point guards this year, and whether or not it wears you out, whether you need a rest towards the end of the game. Do you like playing defense against the point, or would you rather go back to playing against the 2?
Naturally, I like to play the 2 guards. I think that's where I'm really comfortable at. But right now, we're still trying to groom Randy Brown and Steve Kerr to get them in better position to guard the point guards. And right now, I got to play that position for the time being. But I don't think I'm going to be playing that all year long.
All right, great win here in Utah. They're tough to come by. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Kevin.
All right, Chicago off to Seattle and Portland. Back to you, Bob and Yubi.
Thanks, Kevin. And Scottie Pippen. Did you see Michael there? Sounded like Michael was trying to coach a little bit on the side. Can you imagine a guy like Michael trying to influence where he's going to play?
Well, we need is his leadership out on the court, so he does a good job of kind of guiding us around.
He said the other day, somebody said, are you still the greatest player? He says, no, I'm not even the best player on my team. It's Scottie Pippen.
Not tonight.
You had 22, though, 17 in the first half, and 22 for the ball game. This Utah team had won 6 in a row, 10-2 coming into the ball game. A lot of people thought this would be early, a little way for you to kind of make an assessment of where you are against this kind of competition. Well, how do you assess you?
We knew it was going to be a tough game coming in here. We realized how tough this team and how tough it is to play inside this building, and we just wanted to come in and control the tempo and take the fans out of the game. That's the big thing about playing here. If you're able to take the crowd out of the game, then you can play good basketball.
Scottie, in the second half, the defense really stepped up. You did a great job. What did you change at halftime, or did you change anything at all?
Well, I don't think we changed too much anything. We started timing our double team a little bit differently, and we kind of caught them off guard a few times. And, you know, we had them guessing when we were going to double team, and it made a difference for us.
Were you surprised that they stayed with the high screen and roll so much?
Well, I figured they was going to keep pounding us with Carr down low, even though we had a lot of guys to throw at him. We were in foul trouble early, but, you know, our game plan worked, and we walked away with a win.
I just want to ask you this about your bench. Now, you and Michael, you guys look at this bench that it's getting better game by game?
Well, I think our bench is strong, and they're going through an up and down situation right now. But, you know, I think on the up and in, you know, they've been very consistent for us. You know, we're trying to get Tony to take that second unit and, you know, put him on his shoulders and carry him and be very consistent. That's going to make the difference between us being a good basketball team and a very good team.
You know, you keep this up, 7 assists a game, you're going to be pushing Stockton pretty soon.
Thanks, Steve.
Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan leading the Bulls once again to a victory here. The Bulls now 10-1 as they continue their first West Coast trip during the holiday season here at Thanksgiving. Bulls 90, Utah 85.